Good morning, my dear students. How are you? So I think so you are fine. So in the previous classes we have studied about the soil. What is the soil? Soil is a brownish or blackish substance that forms the upper layer of the soil. That forms the upper layer of the earth crust, or we can say it is the topmost layer of the earth crust. Next, it is home. Or it is also the home for many of the animals like earthworms, snails, rats, snakes, etc. So in one words, we can see that all we humans and all the living creatures are dependent on the soil for their survival. Next, we studied about the soil formation. So the process by which the soil is formed is known as weathering. The process is known as weathering. The process in which soil is formed is known as weathering. What is the weathering? Weathering is the process of breakdown of rocks into smaller pieces. And after that, we have seen the three stages about the formation of rocks. The three stages about the formation of rocks were: first, the breakdown of big pieces of rock into smaller pieces. Then second stage include the breakdown of smaller pieces into fine particles and mixing of the humus. What is the humus? Humus is formed by the action of microorganisms such as bacteria or fungi on the dead plants and animal. Okay, next. Third, we studied about the stage third. What is the stage third? The stage third includes the mixing of the minerals and salt, the mixing of the minerals and salts in the this mixture of humus and fine particles of rocks. Then what is when we studied about the types of weathering? So there are two types of weathering: physical weathering, the weathering which is caused due to the action of wind, water, temperature. So these all come under these all are the physical factors. So the weathering which is caused due to the physical factors is called as a physical weathering. Whereas what is a chemical weathering? Chemical weathering is a weathering in which the weathering occurs due to the change in the composition of the rocks, change in the composition of the parent rock. So the parent rock, due to the change in the composition of parent rock, weathering occurs, and this type of weathering is known as the chemical weathering. Whereas then we studied factors such as temperature variation, wind, water, frost, plant or animal activities. These all are called as agents of weathering. Then we studied about the factors affecting weathering, factors affecting soil formation. So there were four factors affecting soil formation. What were they? Climate. Second was properties of parent rock. Properties of parent rock. And third was slope of land. And fourth was biological factors. So my dear students, we have studied about these four types of factors which are responsible for the soil formation. So out of these four, we have studied just in the previous class only two factors. Now today we are going to see these two factors. So how does the climate affect the formation of soil? So see, the hot and in the places where the temperature is hot or moist, the place where the climate is hot and moist, the soil formation will be more rapid. The soil formation will be more rapid in the places where the climate is hot and moist. Whereas the places where the climate is cold and dry, the soil formation will be low. The soil formation will be low. Next, we will study the property of parent rock. So this is very easy. We can say whatever the mineral rich parent rock will be there, same will be the soil rich in. Suppose a parent rock is rich in calcium. So what will be the soil formed by the parent rock will be rich in? The soil formed by the parent rock which is rich in calcium, the soil will be also rich in calcium. Got this? Next, we will study about slope of land. Slope of land, what it means? Slope of land means places like mountains. Places like mountains have this type of structure. See, mountains have somewhat this type of shape. Mountains have somewhat this type of shape. So the places having slopes, the places with the slopy areas, here the layer of soil is very thin. The places with slope have very thin layer of soil because the soil is washed away by the action of wind. This action of water, the soil is blown away. The soil is washed away by the, suppose the rainfall takes place. Suppose there is a rainfall. This rainwater carries away this rainwater carries away this soil. So in the slopy areas there is a very thin layer of soil. There is very thin layer of soil in the slopy areas or in the mountain areas. Whereas in the plains there is a very thick layer. In plains there is a very thick layer of soil, whereas in the slopy or mountainous areas there is very thin layer of soil. What is my better? Once again, what is the difference between slope of what is the effect of slope of land? In the places where there is a slope of land, the layer of soil will be very thin. The layer of soil will be very thin in the places where there is a slope of land. Why it will be very thin? Because the soil will be washed away by the water. Because the soil will be washed away by the water. Whereas in the plain areas, the layer of soil is very thick. The layer of soil is very thick. Okay, my dear students. Okay, next. Biological factors. Biological factors also are responsible for the formation of soil. Suppose biological factors includes your plants, animal, microorganism. So they contribute a lot towards the soil formation. They contribute towards a lot towards soil formation. As we already have studied that plants and animal activities, and plants and animal are the agents of weathering. Plants and animal are the agents of weathering. So they help in the weathering where the microorganism, such as plant or fungi act upon this dead plants and animal, and they form humus. So and make the soil fertile. So my dear student, biological factors such as plant and animal activities helps in the weathering, whereas microorganisms act on dead plants and animals for the formation of humus. This humus make the soil fertile and make the soil suitable for the growth of the plant. This biological factors help or contribute in the fertility contribute in increasing the fertility of the soil. So these are four of the factors of the soil formation. Now today, my dear students, we will study about the soil profile. That is how many layers of the soil are there in the earth. So when, my dear students, the first layer of the soil is O horizon. The first layer of soil is O horizon. This layer of soil is the first layer of soil is called as O horizon. This layer of soil is rich in humus. This layer of soil is rich in humus and is very fertile, and all the plants grow in this horizon. So first layer of soil is the O horizon, and all kind of plant grow on this horizon. All kind of plant grow on this layer of soil. Second layer of soil, my dear student, is your topsoil or A horizon. Second layer of the soil is A horizon or topsoil. It is also called, my dear student, topsoil. These both layers are called as topsoil. These both layers comes under topsoil. These both layers comes under the topsoil. These are dark colored. These both are dark colored and are porous. What is the meaning of porous? Porous means they have a small pores inside. What means of porous? Porous means these have a small pores inside them. These layers of soil are responsible for the growth of the plant. These two layers are responsible for the growth of the plant, and they are usually dark in color. Next layer of soil comes, my dear beta. Next layer of soil is your subsoil or B horizon. Next layer of soil is B horizon, or it is also called subsoil. Second layer of your soil is subsoil or B horizon. This horizon is rich in minerals. This horizon is mostly rich in minerals and other inorganic material. This horizon is rich in minerals. This horizon is rich for minerals. all kind of minerals, whatever the minerals are found, they are found in the B horizon. All the minerals are found in your B horizon or the subsoil. Next, my dear students, comes the third layer of the soil. Third layer of the soil is, my dear, C horizon. The third layer of the soil is the C horizon. The C horizon consists of partially broken smaller pieces of stone. This C horizon consists of small pieces of partially broken stones. This horizon consists of your partially broken small pieces of stones. This contains your stones. Next layer of soil, my dear beta, is next layer of soil is beta your bedrock. Bedrock means here only the rocks are present. Big rocks are present in this area. Big rocks are present in the area. This layer of soil is called as bedrock. This layer of soil is called bedrock. Why it is called bedrock? Because a thick layer of rock is present here. Rocks forms a bed-like structure here. A large amount of rocks forms a bed-like structure here. That's why it is called as a bedrock. That is why it is called as bedrock. Why it is called bedrock? Because a thick layer of stones, thick layer of rocks made a bed-like structure here, and that is why it is called a bedrock. This bedrock is also called a parent rock. This bedrock is also called as a parent rock, and this bedrock are responsible for the mineral that the particular soil will be rich in which. So if the bedrock is calcium, then the whole of the soil will be rich in the calcium. Got my beta point here? So this bedrock is responsible for the composition of the soil. This bedrock is responsible for the composition of the soil. So here we have seen beta, this is called your soil profile. This is your soil profile. This diagram is your soil profile. Soil profile consists of your 5 layers. Soil profile consists of your 5 layers: O horizon, A horizon, B horizon, C horizon, and bedrock. O horizon is the first layer of the soil. O horizon is the first layer of soil, which consists of a humus, and a second layer is of A horizon. A horizon is a top layer of the soil. O horizon is also called the top layer of the soil, and this is rich. This is porous. This is porous and is fit for the plant growth. This is porous and fit for the plant growth. Next, my dear beta, the second layer of the soil is B horizon or subsoil. This B horizon or subsoil is rich in minerals. This B horizon or subsoil is rich in minerals. Next, the C horizon. C horizon consists of your partially broken big pieces of rock. This C horizon consists of your partially broken rock. This C horizon consists of your partially broken pieces of the rock. Next, my dear beta, last layer of the soil is bedrock. Last layer of the soil is bedrock. This bedrock, why this is called bedrock? This is called as bedrock because it had a bed-like structure which is completely made of rock. A thick layer of bed-like structure which is completely made of rocks, and that is why it is called bedrock, and it is responsible for the composition of soil. It is responsible for the composition of soil. Now we will see what is the composition of soil, or what is the soil composed of. What is the composition of soil, or what does the soil consist of? So soil composition. So my dear students, my dear beta, soil consists of particles of sand. Soil consists of sand, clay. Soil consists of sand, clay, and pebbles. Pebbles means small कंकड़ वैसे in Hindi we say कंकड़. So this soil consists of sand, clay, and pebbles. Second thing, what the soil consists of? Soil consists of your organic matter like humus. What is a humus? Humus is formed by the dead and decaying organic matter on which the microorganism like bacteria and fungi feed. So this is consists of organic matter, for example humus. Next, the soil. What does the soil consist of? Soil consists of water present in the top layer of the soil, that is in the form of moisture. Soil consists of water which is present in the top layer of soil as a moisture. Next, it also consists of air. Soil also contains some type of some air inside it in its core. For example, nitrogen. Soil contains some of the gases of air like nitrogen. Nitrogen is required by the plant for their growth. So what is the soil composition? Soil consists of sand, clay and pebbles. Then soil consists of your organic matter like humus. Then it consists of water. Water is present in the form of moisture. Water is present in the form of moisture. And third is contains air. Air is present in air is like nitrogen. Air like nitrogen gases, oxygen, these carbon dioxide. These are present in the pores of the soil. Okay, my dear students, soil. This is your soil composition. Next we are going to see the types of soil. What are the types of soil we are going to see in our daily life? Next is the types of soil. So suppose my dear beta, once you stand and take some of the soil and rub it, take a little amount of soil from the ground and you rub it, you feel some different soil have a different type of feel. Different type of soil have different type of feel. So the particular type of feel of a soil is called its texture. The particular type of feel of a soil is called as its texture. Suppose if you take some sand, so it is little. The particles are little bigger in size. So you will feel little. The size are little big, but when you will take clay, it is present in the form of powder. So we feel like a powder. You have to put the powder in your hand. So the feel of a soil is called as its texture. The feel of a particular, the feel of a particular soil is called its texture. So now we are going to see about the types of soil. So my dear student, depending on the composition of salt, depending on the composition of particles, pebbles, silt and clay, soil can be divided into three categories. Depending on the composition of salt, silt and clay, the soil is classified, and pebbles, soil is classified into three types. The first type of soil is known as sandy soil. The first type of soil we are going to study is sandy soil. What is a sandy soil? Sandy soil consists of a great proportion of sand. Sandy soil, as the name suggests, sandy soil consists of a large amount of sand. Sandy soil consists of a large amount of sand. This type of soil is rough to touch. Sandy soil is rough to touch. What is the feel of sandy soil, or what is the texture of the sandy soil? Sandy soil is rough to touch and it is light brown in color. The sandy soil is little bit light brown in color. So what is the texture of the sandy soil? Sandy soil is little bit rough to touch. It is light brown in color and it contains the most of the particle of the sand. Sandy soil also consists of a large particle. Sandy soil also consists of a large particle. The particle of sandy soil are little large, and this is not suitable for growing crop. This sandy soil is not suitable for growing crop, and it retains very little water. It does not retain little water. It absorbs a large amount of water, but it does not retain water. So sandy soil is not suitable for the growth of the plant. So however, some of the fruits and vegetables are grown in the sandy soil. Next we are going to see our clayey soil. Next type of soil which we are going to talk about today is clayey soil. Next type of soil is our clayey soil. Clayey soil is made up of clay. The large amount of proportion of the clay soil consists of clay particles. The large amount of sandy clay soil consists of clay, and it has a very little amount of sand present in it. This soil is very smooth to touch. Smooth and we can say slippery to touch. This soil is very smooth and slippery to touch, and it is greyish brown in color. The particle of clay soil are very smaller in size. And they does not allow the waters to pass through them, and when this water when the water falls on this clay soil and the water is added to the clayey soil, this becomes very slippery. This becomes very slippery to touch and make the soil very sticky and make the soil very sticky. And to improve the quality of the soil and to improve the quality of the soil, or to improve the to remove the slipness of the soil, we can add chalk to remove the slipness of this or stickiness of this soil. Next we will talk about better loamy soil. Next third type of soil which we will talk about is the loamy soil. Already I think you all have studied this type of soil in your previous classes, but we are still talking about what is a loamy soil. So loamy soil is a soil which is made up of mixture of sandy soil and clay soil. What is a loamy soil? Loamy soil is a mixture of sandy soil and clay soil. This soil is highly rich in humus. This soil is highly rich in humus and it is very smooth, or it is little bit crumbly. Soil is very little bit crumbly but not smooth. This soil is little bit crumbly but not smooth and neither sticky. Okay, this loamy soil contains equal proportion of sand and big and small pieces, and this soil is also fit for and good for the growth of the plant. This soil is good for the growth of plant and it can retain enough amount of water. Due to this, it is good for the growth of the plant. Okay, my dear students. So most of the farmer uses loamy soil for the cultivation of their crops. So here we are going to end some of our classes. So your today homework is to just to read the chapters, and next we will study about the property of soil in our next classes. So till then, you take care of yourself and prepare for your exams.